Welcome to the Land House channel. I'm Seth. This is a hydraulic ram pump. It's a water pump that does not need fuel or electricity to operate, only flowing, falling water. Basically, water comes down this drive pipe, closes this valve, which sends a pressure wave through a secondary valve, builds pressure in this tank, and sends water uphill. I've got these available on my website, links down below. A subscriber was looking at my recent video and saw that I have a pipe going into my storage tank up on top of the hill. And he noted that if some debris were to get stuck into the inline valve and it held the system open, my whole storage tank would drain back down through a siphon and I would lose all of my stored water. So I want to kind of demonstrate that and then show you a solution. It's pretty simple and should fix some problems if you're having that same issue. But the first thing to do is to make sure that you don't have any debris getting to the secondary valve. So I've got a screen over my intake, and I also have a silt filter bucket, which I'll show you here in a minute. And those two things will help to prevent any debris from getting to that valve. This is the silt filter bucket. It essentially just lets some silt and debris gather on the bottom instead of going into the ram pump. And this other pipe here is the supply pipe, and it has a screen on it. But this right here is the drive pipe, and it goes down about 55 feet to the ram pump. The delivery pipe goes uphill from the creek, which is down there at the bottom, travels up this way, and goes up into the woods with a lift of about 35 feet. This is my water storage tank. It's a 330 gallon IBC tote, and I put it up here on this little tower, which gets it up off the ground and easy to work with. I've got my pipe coming up the hill, the delivery pipe, which then comes up here and goes into the top of the tank. And then I have the pipe that's exiting down here, and that heads on down the hill to my garden space. There are a lot of air bubbles coming back up from the pipe going down to the garden, and it is shooting too much water out here at the top than my little exit pipe right here can handle. And so it's kind of bubbling over. I may have to add something else to the top of this to keep that from happening. Because normally, whenever there's water coming into the tank, it's enough to just go down this side over here. But anyhow, we're not dealing with that today. So let me show you what the problem is here. This pipe is far too long, which means it goes way down into my tank. And so if a siphon were to happen, whenever that valve, that inline valve, were to get stuck open, this would drain out the water to whatever length this goes into the tank. So let's say that pipe went down to about right here, then it would drain all that water back out. So that's what we're going to be remedying here today. Let's head back down to the pump, and I will open the pressure tank valve to simulate having something stuck in the inline valve, and it will siphon water back down from the tank here. I'm going to turn the pump off so you can hear me here. In order to demonstrate debris getting stuck in this valve, I'm going to open this clean out here, and it's going to relieve some pressure and also allow basically a siphon from the top to continually pour water out of this. See if I can get that open with the pressure behind it. Yep. All right, you see the water that's coming out right there? That is basically going to drain the entire storage tank because there is nothing preventing this from siphoning out the water up there. The way that tube is going all the way down almost to the bottom of that tank would allow this to just continue to drain until it reaches that level. And that is not ideal. So let's go back up there and fix that issue. All right, now that we've seen that water can be siphoned back up out of this tank and head back down whenever that inline valve is open, let me show you the super simple solution here. Basically, I need to have something like this that takes the water from right here and dumps it directly into this cap and doesn't have a pipe that sticks way down into the water. So what I want to do is find a place about right here, cut that, stick this barb fitting on there, and then this piece of pipe will fit down in here in place of this long piece right here. All right, make sure we give ourselves plenty of room here so this ought to do it about right here. Probably could have brought a sharper knife, but I think this will do. There we go. All right, let's put this barbed fitting on here. Okay, and then now this piece can go in place here. Yeah, it's good enough. I don't see that coming back out. Nice. So if we take a look at what we've done here, the water now pours in directly to the top. And so, I mean, if you look at it, this pipe was down about halfway. So it technically could have drained the majority of this tank if something were to get stuck in that inline valve. And if you're needing to water your crops, this could be a big inconvenience when you're suddenly over 100 gallons short on the day. Looks like the air has been purged out of that pipe and it's now flowing over the overflow as it's supposed to. I'll show you that down here real quick. Here's the overflow water we have coming from the storage tank, which is the same amount of water that we have coming up from the ram pump. Having the delivery pipe of the ram pump stick way down into your storage tank might not affect you at all, but if the inline valve of the pump ever gets stuck open, it will siphon that water back down the hill and you'll lose however deep that pipe goes into the storage tank. So if you have stuck a pipe down in there and you've got 2,000 gallons of storage, it would be inconvenient to lose 1,000 gallons of that because the pump got some debris in it. Now, first of all, you definitely want to prevent the ram pump from getting stuff stuck in that inline valve, because it can be annoying to have to take the pump apart and shake out that valve to get it cleaned out. So just keep in mind, it's important to have your delivery pipe just kind of stick right at the top of your tank so that you don't have that back siphon issue. Keep in mind, I have 4 different sizes of ram pumps available in both assembled and do-it-yourself models. So if you want to get a pump for your very own, I'll have links to that in the description down below. Be sure to subscribe for more ram pump content, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.